Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege to stand before you and share some thoughts that may reshape the way you see the coming year. The idea of transformation often feels monumental, but I submit to you that within 12 months, 365 opportunities, you can change your life in ways you never thought possible. Change doesn't demand perfection, it demands commitment. Today I'll share 3 key principles to help you embark on this journey. Imagine, for a moment, an artist standing before a blank canvas. Without a clear picture of what they wish to create, the brush strokes will be aimless, the colors mismatched, and the final product an uncertain mess. Now consider your life as that canvas, and the coming year as the brush in your hand. What will you paint? A clear vision is not merely a lofty idea, it is a necessity. Without it, we are adrift, reacting to circumstances instead of shaping them. A vision gives purpose to your days and direction to your steps. It acts as the compass when the path seems unclear, and the motivator when progress feels slow. To begin, you must take the time to ask yourself the hard questions. What kind of person do you want to become by the end of this year? What habits, qualities, and achievements do you wish to cultivate? These questions are not trivial. They are the foundation of transformation. But clarity does not come by accident. It requires deliberate thought and reflection. Set aside time, away from the noise and distractions of life, to think deeply about your goals. Write them down, not as fleeting hopes, but as tangible declarations of intent. Break them into smaller, achievable milestones that you can pursue steadily over the year. Be specific. Saying, "I want to be healthier," is not a vision, it's a vague wish. Instead, determine what health means for you. Is it losing a specific number of pounds? Is it running a certain distance, or eating meals prepared with care and intention? The sharper your vision, the easier it becomes to align your actions with your aspirations. And yet, let me caution you. A vision worth pursuing is rarely a comfortable one. It may challenge your current way of thinking or demand sacrifices you are hesitant to make. You may have to let go of habits that have brought you temporary comfort, but long-term stagnation. A clear vision will force you to choose, not between what is easy and hard, but between what is fleeting and what is meaningful. Your vision must also be deeply personal. Do not chase after what others value or what society deems successful. Look inward and discern what truly matters to you. The measure of a meaningful life is not found in the approval of others, but in the alignment of your actions with your inner purpose. A clear vision is not static, it is alive and evolving. As the year progresses, you may find yourself refining it, adjusting your goals as new opportunities and challenges arise. This is not failure, but growth. The clarity of your vision lies not in its rigidity, but in its ability to inspire and guide you, even as life shifts around you. When people imagine changing their lives, they often picture dramatic, sweeping transformations, a sudden windfall of success, a miraculous change in circumstances, or an overnight leap into a new reality. But let me suggest something much quieter, much more powerful. The transformation of your life begins not in grand gestures, but in the accumulation of small, consistent choices made every single day. Think of a river shaping the hardest stone. It does not do so through a single, forceful rush, but through the persistent, gentle flow of water over time. Similarly, your daily choices have a compounding effect, shaping your habits, your character, and eventually your destiny. It is in these small, often overlooked decisions that the foundation of a changed life is built. Start by examining the seemingly insignificant moments that make up your day. Each one is a crossroads where you have the power to choose growth or stagnation. When the alarm rings in the morning, will you rise and seize the day, or will you hit snooze and delay your purpose? When faced with spare time, will you invest it in learning, creating, or connecting, or will you squander it on distractions that add no value to your life? The beauty of small choices lies in their accessibility. You do not need extraordinary talent, wealth, or luck to make them. Every person has the ability to choose better, moment by moment. Yet the challenge is not in the choice itself, but in recognizing its importance. It is easy to dismiss small actions as insignificant, forgetting that they are the building blocks of larger successes. For example, consider the act of reading a single page of a book each day. In the moment, it feels minor, almost inconsequential. But over the course of a year, that single page becomes 365 pages, a book, a new perspective, perhaps even a changed mindset. The same principle applies to physical health. A single meal won't determine your fitness, but consistent choices about what you eat and how you move will shape your energy, vitality, and strength over time. It is crucial to be intentional with your daily habits. Routine is a powerful ally, but only when it aligns with your goals. Left unchecked, routine can also become your greatest enemy, cementing unproductive habits that hold you back. Take the time to identify the habits that currently govern your days. Are they moving you closer to your vision, or are they keeping you stuck? Understand, too, that small choices require discipline. They are not always easy, especially when the results are not immediately visible. There will be days when the effort feels tedious and the temptation to abandon your resolve is strong. But discipline is the bridge between intention and accomplishment. Each small act of discipline strengthens your will, making the next choice easier, and the one after that more natural. And let us not forget the role of time. Transformation through small daily choices is not an instant process. It is gradual, sometimes imperceptible. This can be both frustrating and freeing. Frustrating because we crave immediate results, but freeing because it reminds us that perfection is not required. What matters is consistency, not perfection. You can falter, adjust, and begin again as long as you remain committed to the process. The key is to approach each day with mindfulness. Pay attention to the decisions you make, however minor they may seem. A life well lived is not made up of a handful of grand moments, but of countless small ones, strung together with care and intention. Each choice, no matter how small, carries the potential to shape your future. Change is not a path of ease, it is a path of resistance. The moment you decide to pursue something greater, to alter the trajectory of your life, resistance will rise to meet you. It comes in many forms: self-doubt, fear of failure, criticism from others, or even the quiet yet persistent temptation to settle back into old habits. Resistance is not a sign that you are failing. On the contrary, it is evidence that you are moving. The forces that oppose you exist because you are disrupting the status quo, challenging the inertia of comfort and complacency. Growth, by its very nature, requires friction. Just as muscles grow stronger through the strain of lifting weights, so too does your character grow through the challenges you face. But make no mistake, resistance is not passive. It will test your resolve in moments when you feel weakest. It will whisper that your efforts are futile, that the goals you've set are out of reach, that the obstacles are too great to overcome. These voices are familiar to us all, and they can be persuasive. Yet they are not the voice of truth. They are the echoes of fear, the remnants of a mindset you are working to leave behind. To endure resistance, you must first recognize it for what it is: an inevitable part of change. Resistance is not the enemy, it is a teacher. It reveals where you need to grow, where your confidence is lacking, and where your discipline must be fortified. Each time you confront resistance, you are given an opportunity to strengthen your resolve and reaffirm your commitment to your goals. Preparation is key. You must anticipate that resistance will come and decide in advance how you will respond. Will you allow it to deter you, or will you use it as fuel for your determination? Have a plan for the moments when progress feels slow, when the temptation to quit is strongest. Remind yourself why you began and what is at stake if you abandon the path. Remember, too, that resistance often takes the form of criticism, both external and internal. When you strive for change, some will question your motives, dismiss your efforts, or doubt your ability to succeed. Their words may sting, but their doubts are not your burden to carry. You are not defined by the opinions of others, but by the actions you take despite them. The internal critic, however, is often the most relentless. It knows your fears and weaknesses intimately and will use them against you. The key is not to silence this voice, but to respond to it with truth. When it says, "You can't do this," remind yourself of the progress you've made. When it says, "You'll never succeed," recall the times you have overcome obstacles before. The voice of resistance loses its power when met with evidence of your strength. Patience is also essential. Resistance often thrives on our impatience, feeding the belief that progress should come faster or with less effort. But meaningful change is rarely swift. It is slow, deliberate, and often unseen until one day you look back and realize just how far you've come. Trust the process, even when the process feels like an uphill climb. And do not underestimate the power of support. While resistance may feel like a solitary battle, you do not have to face it alone. Surround yourself with people who believe in your vision, who will encourage you when the road gets rough and remind you of your potential when you forget. The strength of community can help you endure when your own strength feels insufficient. Above all, understand that resistance is temporary, but the rewards of persistence are lasting. Each time you endure, you are not only moving closer to your goals, you are becoming the person who is capable of achieving them. Ladies and gentlemen, as you stand at the threshold of a new year, remember, the power to change your life is already within you. Begin with a vision, embrace the small choices, and persevere through the resistance. 12 months from now, you will look back and see how far you've come. Not because the year was kind to you, but because you were steadfast in your resolve. Change your life in a year, and in doing so, you may just change the world around you. Thank you.